With this year's E3 conference coming up, and much of us gearing up for the news that will come our way during the conference, here are 10 games that will surely impress your gaming taste buds that are releasing throughout the next 3 years. Starting it off at number 10, Scalebound. Now, Scalebound is an upcoming action role-playing video game that is being developed by Platinum Games, and it's being published by Microsoft. Currently, it's scheduled for a release that's in 2017 that is exclusively for Xbox One. Now, this game's visuals seems to grasp somewhat of a cleaner and a smoother side that mixes very, very well with the grittiness of the combat that also ties in between the main character that you play as well as the AI-controlled dragon Thubin. Now, as of right now, we have not seen a whole lot of gameplay other than what I'm showing you, and it is currently in a pre-alpha stage, but the combat looks very, very intriguing. Just not too sure about how the story is going to go, and as much as I've tried to research, it looks like there's going to be no crafting throughout the game. There will also be a 4-player co-op mode, but there's not much more news other than that. Moving over to number 9, No Man's Sky. This is a large one that most of you probably already know, but this is the upcoming science fiction game that is set in an infinite, procedurally generated galaxy that is developed and published by the independent studio of Hello Games. This game is scheduled to release worldwide on August 9th of 2016 for both the PlayStation 4 and the PC. Now, within this game, you can seamlessly fly to anything you see, any planet, star, cave. You can explore the uncharted solar systems to build your own catalog of unique animals that you find or any forms of life throughout the game. All of the planets found throughout the game are very, very different from the next. No Man's Sky will test your survivability skills differently on each planet depending on the atmosphere and environment. They say that every victory and defeat has a consequence, so this game makes it very interesting on how you will maneuver and choose to survive out in the universe. Coming in at number 8, The Last of Us 2. This was confirmed to be the sequel of the very popular Last of Us, none other by the Nolan North, who is known for playing Nathan Drake in the Uncharted series. Now, this will be a PlayStation 4 exclusive with no current release date, but it is speculated that it could release possibly in 2018. And it's also known that fans most likely will not get any new news until 2017. With The Last of Us being held in such high regard for a strong storyline, one can only imagine how they can follow it up. Late last year, the creative director behind The Last of Us actually said that they have considered different directions for the sequel, saying that there could be possibly new characters, maybe sticking with Joel and Ellie, as well as ideas for a sci-fi game or ideas for a fantasy game. That's great to see. A lot of ideas are great, and hopefully the direction they choose will actually make this sequel better than the original. At number 7, we have The Last Guardian. Now, this is the spiritual sequel to The Last Colossus, and it's being developed by Gen Design and published by Sony Interactive. This will be releasing for the PlayStation 4 exclusively. After being revealed, many of us were in awe of the gorgeous and beautiful graphics, as well as the great storyline. In this game, you control a young boy who befriends a hybrid creature. Only then you have to work with this creature to escape and evade some guards. This game is heavily focused on puzzle-based action, and it seems to do a very good job at individualizing itself from all the other games that are coming out nowadays. Conquering puzzles and emotions seems like a breath of fresh air for a game who is definitely a title that a lot of people are looking out for in 2016. Alright, at number 6, we have Elder Scrolls 6. And oh boy, is this a title that has gained a lot of hype up to this point because of Bethesda seeming to promise a lot for it. It will take part in a post-apocalyptic wastelands much similar to Fallout 4's, and it will be set sometime in the 21st century. They are taking the dialogue to an even more advanced and interesting point, as well as extending the time to complete all of the quests, because it will feature 10 trillion quests. Yes, you heard that correctly, 10 trillion. In addition, they have said that the graphics will be improved over Fallout 4's graphics. Not only that, but it will also contain a feature that you can show off some of your funny glitches that you find throughout your adventures, and you could possibly win some rewards with that. Not only that, but there's more. They are changing how the DLC will be done. So they're no longer going to be doing season passes, but they're going to be more focusing on releasing 10 DLCs where the center of attention is on horses and equipping your horse for battle. They also hinted at possibly being able to attain a flying horse, but not sure if that's 100% true. And it won't be releasing in 2016 by the rumors, but hopefully we'll see this one come out sometime in 2017 and possibly 2018. Number 5, we have Mirror's Edge Catalyst. This is the upcoming world action adventure platform game that's being developed by EA Dice and being published by EA. Now this is actually releasing rather soon, as most of you know. Kind of soon, on June 7th of this year. Now this is the sequel to the first Mirror's Edge that was one of a kind at its time, so could it even get better than that? Well, it has been a very, very long time since the original has released, and I'm sure a lot of you are looking for it. Everything about Catalyst looks a lot better. The graphics are astonishing, as well as the gameplay looks ridiculously smooth. This is a title that I have actually been on the lookout for since actually completing the original when I was rather young. And it looks to be a promising title of 2016. So, do you have what it takes to run with the best? Coming in at number 4, we have Borderlands 3. This is the upcoming sequel in Gearbox and 2K's rather popular series that is actually yet to be planned for a release date, primarily because of the recent release of Battleborn. Apparently, they won't be showing on anything for us at E3 other than a teaser. So not much more content for us from Borderlands 3 in 2016, but 2017 sounds like more of an appropriate year for release for this title, and it actually is going to move away from the planet of Pandora, which was the main home for us in the past games. They're focusing on smoothing out the combat and the gameplay, as well as going away from the repetitive missions. Of course, we will see the usual humor of the Borderlands atmosphere, and with that, hopefully we see an improvement to the questing system. Not much has been said on any other features, but in due time we will see this wonderful title come to light. At number 3, we have Mass Effect Andromeda. This is the upcoming action RPG game that is being developed by BioWare and published by EA for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Currently, the game is slated to be released in 2017. And it has been said to be a first of its own kind by EA themselves. It's believed to be an open world game that will give players a ton of freedom to play as they would like, freely as you would choose to. It's actually quite different to how they usually develop these Mass Effect games. Now EA will be showing off something at E3 for us, so make sure you stay tuned for that if you're interested in the title, because not much has been said since. At number 2, we have Red Dead Redemption 2, called the Legends of the West, the upcoming game to the very wonderful and successful Red Dead Redemption. It's being published by Take-Two Interactive and being developed by Rockstar Games. This has actually been one of my most anticipated titles after almost completely covering everything throughout the first one. Currently, the map that you see on the screen has been leaked and confirmed to be the map of the game, as well as we are expecting that Rockstar and Take-Two will be covering it throughout this year's E3 conference. Not much more has been discovered, but the map is giving us some promise for this game, and once more news comes out, make sure you stay tuned, because I will definitely be covering this title very, very thoroughly in the future. Finally, here's our number 1, Cyberpunk 2077, the upcoming action RPG video game that is being developed by CD Projekt Red, the same makers behind the Witcher series. Currently, we have no allotted release date, and it has actually been in development for a very long time. It is based on the Cyberpunk 2020 RPG system that was created back in the 90s. Now, this environment looks very intriguing, and the makers are saying that this title has actually more promise and will be much more greater in magnitude than The Witcher. Those are some very, very strong words, and hopefully they can back it up. Now, the developers are taking feedback from The Witcher 3 to update their developer tools in order to create a smoother and more complete experience. So we probably will not see this title until mid to late 2017, even maybe 2018. But by the looks and the rumors of what is going on with the development, it is looking like it could be one of the more exciting titles to come out in a very long time. Not a whole lot of information as of right now, but if you're a Cyberpunk tabletop fan, this might be right up your alley. All right, that's going to do it for our top 10 upcoming best games of 2016 and 2018. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you're looking forward to in the next coming years. And if you have any opinions on these games, leave it in the comment section below. And hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.